Okay, so today we're going to read, I want you to echo, ready? Brother messy.
Brother messy.
Brother neat.
Brother neat.
Okay, good. And our purpose in reading this story today is going to be thinking about our reading. So making connections, making predictions, stopping and thinking while we read, because that's really important, okay? So I want you to look at the title and look at the pictures and take a little book walk through. And I want you to make a prediction when you're done about what you think this book will be about. And we do that a lot in our read aloud. So after looking at the pictures and that title, Brother Messy, Brother Neat, what do you think this story will be about?
The other brother's room is messy and the other brother's room is neat.
Okay, why do you think that?
Because it says neat and messy.
Oh, those words helped you, right? Neat and messy. And it tells you Brother Messy, Brother Neat. So that's a really good prediction. Let's think about the words that are in this story. I'm going to tell you some words, okay? And I want you to make a prediction with what you think the words mean. Remember we did this the last lesson?
Yeah.
Okay. Messy.
Messy.
What does messy mean?
When if there's like crowns all over the floor, chairs down like Leprechaun Day,
Like leprechaun.
books down.
Mm-hmm. So what does that mean? You're giving me good examples of what messy is. What does it mean if something's messy?
Like when you're done eating, your bowl gets messy.
Okay. So you're giving me good examples. We'll wait to see what the story tells us in context and see if we can come up with a better definition for that. Okay? What about the word neat?
It means like if inside your desk is neat, or like if your pages are neat and it has more room. And
Can you think of a different word other than neat? If somebody's neat, they may be
good
organized. Organized? Have you ever heard that word?
Yeah.
You know, if somebody's neat, they're organized. Everything's in a neat pile. It's organized and where it's supposed to be, right? And that's actually our next word, organized. What does it mean to organize something?
Organize your desk. If it's messy, then you got to clean it up again.
If it's messy, you have to organize it, right? Good. Is your desk messy or neat?
Neat, kind of.
It's neat. Okay, so you
like
might
put like the books and the agenda on the side and folders on the side.
So it's organized, right? Everything's in its place. So you actually might relate to the neat brother, we'll have to see.
I don't have a brother.
Well, you might relate, though, because you're also neat, right? I know you don't have a brother, you're right. But you might relate to him still because he's neat and you're neat. All right, another word. Ready for our next word? Promised. What does it mean if someone promises something to you or they promised you?
Like they swear, pinky swear, or
Okay.
like they promise they will give you something if they gave you something back.
Okay. Next word is rules. What are rules?
Like when teacher says, clean your desk, you have to clean your desk. And if teachers tell you to get stuff out, then you get this stuff out.
Okay. And our last one is slob. What's a slob? Kind of a funny word.
Slob?
What's a slob?
Sounds like a snail.
You want to make a prediction? If somebody's a slob?
If somebody's a snail?
A slob.
Slimy?
Okay. We'll have to read and see and figure it out when it's in context if it can help us. Okay? So we'll echo read again the title. Are you ready? Brother Messy.
Brother messy,
Brother Neat.
brother neat.
And then you can begin reading nice and loud, okay? Go ahead.
Pablo was messy. He liked to draw whenever he could, whatever he could.
Let's read that again. Go ahead.
Pablo was messy. He liked to draw whenever he could.
Okay, so who's our first character we've met?
Blabo.
Pablo. Can you say that? Say that again.
Pablo.
Pablo. Okay, so we met Pablo. Can you tell me something about Pablo?
He was messy and he liked to draw.
He was messy and he liked to draw. Good, you told me 2 things. Very good.
Nico was neat. He liked to organize whatever he could.
Okay. And who's our second character we have met?
Nico.
Can you tell me something about Nico?
He was always neat and organized.
And look, you can notice from the picture, everything he has is right where it should be, right?
When their sister, Maria was born, the boys had to share a room.
Do you share a room at home?
No.
No. You have your own room?
I locked the door.
You're a lucky duck. You know, when I was little, and this is what good readers do. Are you ready? I'm reading this and I'm connecting to it. I'm making a text to self connection. I shared a room with my brother until we were about, I want to say 7 or 8, because we didn't have our upstairs, so we had to share a room.
I'm not sharing a room with that slob, Nico said.
Ah, there's that word. Do you still think it means slimy?
Yeah.
You do? Read it again.
I'm not sharing a room with that slob, Nico said. He is he.
So he says, I'm not sharing a room with that slob, Nico said. What do we know about Nico? What did we learn about him? He's very what?
Mean?
Well, he does seem mean, doesn't he? He seems kind of rude and a little bit mean. But what did we learn about him in the beginning? And it's okay to go back. It's another strategy.
He was neat and organized.
What do we know about Pablo?
He is messy.
So what does Nico mean when he says, I'm not sharing a room with that slob? What does slob mean?
Like, not that messy.
You think it means not that messy? So Nico, what do we know about Nico again?
His room is organized.
It's organized and neat.
He wants the baby down in there.
So he doesn't want to share a room with Pablo. Why doesn't he want to share a room with Pablo?
Because Pablo's messy.
So he says, I'm not sharing a room with that slob.
Messy.
So what does slob mean?
Messy?
Someone who's messy. Good job. High five. Good. Do you see how we figured that out?
Yeah.
From using what we know about the text and using what we know about someone that's messy. Okay, good. Keep reading. Good job.
How can I do anything fun when everything is so clean? Pablo asked.
Let's read that again. Make sure I have a good expression. Go ahead.
How can I do anything fun when everything is so clean? Pablo asked. It's not clean. It's trash. Find a way to work it out, their mother said. Their first week together, Pablo slept in the closet. It's too clean there, Pablo said.
Read that again.
It's too clean there. It's too clean out there, Pablo said.
Good. So why did Pablo sleep in the closet?
Because his baby sister had to sleep on his bed.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think he enjoyed sleeping in the closet?
No.
No. Why?
Because he wanted to go into his bed and he has to share a bed with his baby sister.
Okay. Alright, go ahead.
The closet was too dark at night. Thought Pablo moved back into their room.
The closet was too dark at night, though. Pablo moved back into their room. It says there. Are you sure it's the baby sister? Are you sure it's the baby sister? Who's he sharing a room with?
Oh. His brother.
His brother. So he went into the closet probably to get away from his brother, didn't he?
Yeah. The second week, Nika put tape on the floor. You said on your side, Nika said. Nico had to cross the line every day to leave the room. So he pulled the tape. He pulled up the tape.
Good. So at this point in the story, I'm going to ask you to make a connection. Who do you relate with the most? Nico or Pablo?
Nico.
Nico, why is that?
Because his room is organized and his brother's making a big mess.
Is that how your room is? Is your room neat and organized?
Yeah.
It is?
Kind of.
Are your sisters messy? Or are they neat?
They're messy.
They're messy. So you can relate. Now imagine being Nico and your sister has to come into your room and stay in your room and she's messy. How would you feel about that?
Lock her in her room.
You would not. What if she had to share a room with you?
Run.
Run. Keep reading. Go ahead. Let's see how they solve this problem. Go ahead.
The third week, they decided to come with rules. First rule is you can't organize my stuff without asking me, Pablo said. Second rule is you can't use my stuff without asking me, Nico said. They thought up a list of 15 rules. They promised they wouldn't break. At the end, they both agree on one more thing.
Good. So what was the problem?
They didn't want to share a room
Why?
because his room was messy and he's messy.
And who's he? Can you say names?
Pablo.
Pablo was what?
Messy. And Nico is clean
Good.
and organized.
And how did they solve this problem?
By making rules.
Good. But they promised not to break, right?
Yeah. We need to paint our room. Lucky for them, they both agreed on what to paint.
Good. Okay. So now you're going to fill out your hand, okay? And tell me who the characters were. You're just going to write the two main characters.
Oh, Nico.
Good job.
Oh.
Very good. All right, that's setting. Where was it?
Home.
So we did characters, Nico and Pablo. Setting.
Home.
Home. They're home. Yes, good.
Right here.
Yeah, right where that picture is. It shows you. Okay. And what happened in the beginning?
Pablo's room was missing. Nico's
Let's
was
go back.
clean.
I kind of need to think about that. I need to go back and kind of remember what had happened. Oh, who was born?
The daughter.
Who was born?
The baby sister.
The baby sister. So they needed the room for who? They needed the room for the baby.
The baby. To share.
The baby. They needed a room for the baby. So then Pablo was forced to move into the room with Nico. So we can go ahead and write that in the beginning. Baby Maria was born. Maria. No.
How do you spell it?
Try your best and then I'll help you. Good job. You kind of got almost A. Just an A there. Maria.
A-Y?
Just A. Yep. Good.
Baby Maria had to go and the room to
All right. And then number 2 was the problem. What was the problem? Because their baby sister was born. She needed
they didn't
Pablo's room, so Pablo had to move in with Nico. And what was the problem?
he pulled the tape off.
Well, what was the problem in the story?
They didn't want to share rooms
They could. They didn't. Why not?
because they fighted.
Why did they fight though? Why didn't they get along? What was different about them?
Pablo's room was messy and
Good job.
Nico's room was clean.
Perfect. They didn't want to share a room because Pablo was messy and Nico was neat. Good job. Okay. And what was the solution? Number 3. What was the solution?
They both made 15 rules.
Good job. Okay, and this is a strategy you can use when you read any story. Okay, so you ready? Follow me. Characters. Echo me. Go ahead. Characters. Ready? Look. Setting. Beginning. Middle, which is your problem. Problem. And then the end where there's a solution. Okay? Can you make a quick connection to this book? Either
My sister's room is messy. My room is clean.
your room is clean, yeah, and we talked about that, right?
But
How you would feel about
But my grandmom cleans her room.
Oh, she does? Does she clean your room? No. She's lucky. All right. Well, good job today, okay?